Hello, this is a video for our Level 2 string students and it is their Term 2 assessment. So we're looking at three pieces with our assessment. The first piece, the theme from Symphony Number 1, has no F sharps or C sharps. So we are pulling our second fingers back when we play these songs. Okay, so let's have a little listen to Theme from Symphony. And when I get to the end, I'll discuss things that I'll be looking for. 1, 2, 3, 4. So in this piece, the first obvious thing that I'm going to be looking for is that instead of playing F sharp, you're playing F natural. Your finger is pulled right back. Second thing I'm going to be looking for is your fourth finger violins and violas on that A. So fourth finger, and it is a big stretch. So making sure it's in tune. When you're practicing it, one thing that I do is I'll be playing along and I'll play my fourth finger A, and then I'll just check that it actually is in tune by playing my open string A. So I'll just do this. Do they sound the same? And that way I really know that I've got exactly the right spot pushed down to get the right sound for that A. So you can double check as you're playing along, just as you're practicing, just quickly duck over and check that it's making the same sound as your open string. You might have noticed at the very end of the piece, I played an open A string because it's not telling me I have to play a fourth finger there. It made sense to play fourth fingers A all the rest of the piece because we were on the D string and it kept the whole song on the D string. If you want to use your fourth finger to play A in the last two bars, you absolutely can. That keeps the whole piece on the D string. But if you would like to play an open string A right at the end, you can as well because it's not telling us in the music that we must use a fourth finger. So you have the choice there. All right, the other thing that's really important about that piece is feeling the pulse or the beat. Now, there are 2 beat notes and we need to make sure that in our head we're counting to 2 and we've got our big toe going with the pulse or the beat of the music to feel those 2 beats. But probably even more important than the 2 beat notes is those really long 4 beat notes. So we've got to have that pulse going and counting in our head to 4. And also making sure that we don't run out of bow. So we sort of need to think ahead when we're coming up to those 4 beat notes and make sure when we get to that 4 beat note, we've got a full bow to pull really slowly to keep the sound going for the full 4 beats. So a couple of things to think about there. It doesn't need to be fast, that piece. It can be quite slow. Girls, sorry about that. Next piece is number 158, which is our C natural piece. So we've got our low pulled back second finger. Let's play the C natural Cityscape. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bow, lift, repeat. that one is focused just on the A string. Let's look at our last piece for assessment, 164, and it's called A Change of Pattern. Now that's a really good title because in the key signature we do have F sharp, so we can play our high second finger on the D string. But when we go over to the A string, we've got C natural, we need to pull our second finger back. So we are changing our finger pattern, which is what the title is saying. So our finger pattern on the D string, we've got a big gap between our first and second finger, and our second and third finger are touching. When we go over to the A string, it becomes this though. Our second finger is touching our first finger, it's pulled right back, and there's a big gap between our second and third finger. So we're doing this when we change strings. That second finger is moving. So let's play 164, A Change of Pattern. Thinking, C natural, F sharps. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you might have noticed that I was doing quite a few bow lifts and retakes to make sure I started each little musical sentence on the down bows. So changing our finger pattern, F sharps, C naturals, and then when you've got that tuning correct, think about your bow and making sure that you've got down bows for the beginning of each new little musical sentence. And that is the Term 2 assessment for Level 2s.